Happy Friday. Hope everybody is doing well. So this is an oldie, and I was motivated to do this following the my reaction to the Daily Royale's Maureen and His Musketeers show yesterday, where Becky Bighead was lying because she lied a lot in that interview, lied more than usual actually, where she said that the reason Will and Kate do not like going on tour or royal tours is because since 2018 they only want to be around their children. That might be true in some cases, but there's also what I think the actual truth is. If Billy takes over and becomes king, he becomes the head of the Commonwealth. If the Commonwealth still exists by that time, it means that it's not just Canada and Australia. He also has to look after Africa, some parts of the Caribbean, and India, Pakistan. These people are not popular there. In countries that are full of people of color still very much remember colonialism, slavery, racism, and with what they've done to the first biracial woman that married into the family, Meghan. It has now turned into a thing of, here you are talking and parroting all these good causes and saying all the right things, but your actions speak for you. Now, I don't know, this is how I'm saying that the British press, in their bid to keep themselves relevant to the royal family, and in their bid to prove to the royal family that, oh no, still keep us on your employ, we are helping your image, they are lying a lot. They are lying to the royal family, the working royals, about their popularity, which is why whenever you see them reporting on the royal family, they always try and show examples of crowds coming out and hailing them, because they know they are lying, because they know the average person nowadays, especially in the UK with the current socio-economic and political landscape, does not have the patience to be dealing with a bunch of 1%ers who do nothing, who don't work, who use our taxes to fund their very wealthy lifestyle. They send their kids to schools many of us can't afford to send our kids to. They live in castles, they have multiple properties. Will and Kate have been on two multi-million-dollar holidays this year and have barely done anything. Yesterday, or day before yesterday, William went to go and film himself on Jeremy Clarkson's show. Jeremy Clarkson was the sexual pervert who wrote about fantasizing about sexually abusing his sister-in-law, the mother of his niece and nephew, the wife of his brother. That is what the future king did yesterday, or day before yesterday, guys. This is where we are. When I can't remember, so people keep posting this clip of Prince Philip, the late Prince Philip, saying, guess who's going to destroy the monarchy? The press, the sycophants, people who refuse to tell them the truth. Anyway, I want to react to the Caribbean tour that took place 2 years ago. The last time Kate and William went on a royal tour, so that you can see for yourself exactly why they are refusing to go for more. After this event, William released a statement saying that they will not be doing any more royal tours, or at least these types of royal tours. Let's have a reaction, shall we?
So for our next story, I want you to check your calendar. What year is it? 2022. More than 20 years into the 21st century. But not in Britain. The British are still stuck in the Victorian era, the same delusions of empire, the same arrogance. The new generation is trying to change that perception, but old habits, they say, die hard. I'm talking about the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, Prince William and Kate. They're on a 3-nation tour of the Caribbean. Their first stop was Belize, then Jamaica, and finally the Bahamas. But why now? Because the British monarchy wants to reinvent itself. This year marks Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee, her 70th year on the throne. So the Queen dispatched her grandson to her so-called realms, countries that recognize the Queen as their head of state. But the realms are revolting. Last year, Barbados parted ways with the empire. They decided to become a republic. This visit was supposed to regain that lost confidence, to solidify Britain's influence in the Caribbean, except things are not going to plan. This visit is proving to be a royal disaster, starting with the optics. Here's what the royal couple did in Belize. They danced with the locals, they made chocolate. It was almost like a flashback to the 19th century. The noble British rulers visiting their subjects, exploring the mysteries of their colonies. Take a look. Jamaica was worse. Prince William came decked in full military attire, the unusually big hats, the awkward salute, the sword hanging from his waist. None of it represented modern-day Jamaica. It was a throwback to their painful past. Jamaica's Prime Minister probably summed it up best. He said his country wants to move on. All Prince William...
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt this wonderful takedown, but I just feel like we should talk about this very quickly. I keep telling you guys, and for the British press, because I know that you guys look for information, take advice from me. Never allow whatever this was to happen again. This was cringy, this was humiliating, and this was an insult. For those of you who don't know, for some reason, that Jamaica is a Caribbean island where Africans were exported to work as slaves. The Africans that worked here, their ancestors, their descendants still live there. They're still there. They're still very much there, guys. And the trauma of the past has not moved on. The trauma of slavery continues. So this image, even me as I'm looking at it, I'm triggered because I'm Nigerian and we were also colonized by the English. This was unacceptable, and it blows my mind that nobody, not one person in their press packet, PR team, anybody they talk to would have said this is not a good look. Don't do this. But I'm glad that they did, because when we sum up what happened to Meghan and we call the royal family racist, at least now we have video evidence, because people who will be coming into our mentions and explaining racism to us, of course, they always tend to be people who have not experienced racism. This is racist. This is colonialist, and this is offensive. And I cannot believe this was allowed to happen in 2022.
William could do was nod his head. Take a look.
But Jamaica is, as you would see, a country that is very proud of our history, very proud of what we have achieved. And we are moving on. And we intend to attain in short order our development goals.
That's right.
Fulfill our true ambitions as an independent, developed, prosperous country.
All I can say is, ouch. In Jamaica, there were protests against the royal visit. They demanded two things from Britain: an apology for their crimes and reparations for slavery. All Prince William could manage was this.
With the International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade, I strongly agree with my father, the Prince of Wales, who said in Barbados last year that the appalling atrocity of slavery forever stains our history. I want to express my profound sorrow. Slavery was abhorrent, and it should never have happened.
But your family is profiting from it, though.
All those words. Do you know what was missing? Sorry. Prince William is sad that Jamaicans were enslaved. But is he sorry? That's what the people wanted to hear. But the British monarchy is not ready for it. And this picture should make it clear. The royal couple on one side, Jamaican...
Now, I forgot about this. Look at this. For people who come into my chat and tell me that Meghan is the problem. Oh, Meghan. No. Meghan wasn't the problem. Meghan reminded many of us, because you see, I don't support the royal family, if that wasn't clear. Why should I? Why should any person of color who supports the royal family that comes from countries that were colonized and enslaved by them, I need you to explain to me why you do. What is this? These people look down on us. Meghan is mixed race. She doesn't even look black like that. She's a biracial black woman. And they couldn't even treat her with respect. They used her as their whipping girl. And it's baffling to me, and this is what I'm telling you guys, right? It's baffling to me that they did what they did to Meghan and still thought that they could step into a black country and do this. Opportunities to heal, opportunities to say, look, we're not the bag, even if they were lying to their hosts. Nope, that's how arrogant they are. They didn't feel like they had to do any of that. It's the blacks. What about doing them? If you look how jolly and happy they are to see us. And this is why I get angry when I see black and brown women or men using their voices to promote white supremacy. You don't like Meghan, fine, but there's nuance. You using your channels to hurt her, you are feeding this, and the people that look at us like this. How do you justify this to yourself?
Kids on the other, between them there's daunting steel fence. Just think about it, your ancestors enslaved these people. They were put in cages. They were whipped on the streets. Is this really how you want to meet their descendants, with a steel fence in the middle? Things were no better in the Bahamas. The royal couple were welcomed with more protests. Frankly, there should be a message to Britain. The monarchy is not your soft power anymore. If anything, it's the opposite. The British Empire invaded 90% of present-day countries. 90%. At the center of this empire was the royal family. They do not represent the glory days of Britain. They represent the worst of Britain. And in the Caribbean, people are realizing that. Barbados has abandoned the Queen. Jamaica is thinking along the same lines. No amount of royal charm will fix that. So why does Britain persist with these PR disasters? Because the British public loves it. Take a look at this article from the Daily Mail. This is what it says. Royal fans are left swooning as Duchess gazes at handsome Duke while he adjusts his military uniform during parade in Jamaica. I have another one. This is what it says. Kate dazzles as she arrives in Belize with Prince William for week-long Caribbean tour. This obsession must end. Blue blood is not a real thing. Apologizing for your ancestors is a real thing. The Germans still apologize for Adolf Hitler. And that's what the British royals need to do. Apologize for their past. Stop these delusional foreign trips. And let the former colonies move on. They've suffered British oppression. They've survived British arrogance. But I don't think they can survive British cringe. WION is now available.
I'm going to link this on so that you guys can watch it yourselves. That was brilliant. That was fantastic. And yeah, because I know I found it purely by mistake and I was like, oh, yes. One thing you will never get on this channel is BS, guys. Absolute BS. I'm glad that whole thing was, in my opinion, a word-worthy commentary. Gravitas, exactly how she described it. What else can I say? I told you guys in my short that the British royal family are not popular. I don't care what they are telling the Mail Online, Telegraph, ITV. This is a lie. And if the royal family, by some miracle, managed to survive, I want them to understand that if you do not stop listening to the British press and your sycophantic, Eton educated press staff and start talking to everyday normal people and get up and do something properly to show the people who are in the Commonwealth, which personally I think it's about time that Commonwealth thing comes to an end. Enough already. Nobody is buying it. This last memorial was an insult. The British press could not even talk about what this meant. They were busy drooling and salivating over Kate's red dress. Enough already. You guys, if you want to stick to soft power, if you want to delusion yourself that you're powerful in the UK, there are other things you can do. You can visit your subjects in the UK. Go and visit them. They like you. But stop these press tours. Stop telling us what we people of color are feeling. And whenever they want to promote British monarchy nonsense, the black and brown people that are willing to collect trinkets to come and lie to the media and tell people that, oh, in Nigeria, we love the royal family. Oh, in Jamaica, we love the royal family. I hope you idiots are getting exactly what you need from doing that sycophantic thing, because you people are a disgrace. And yeah, what do you guys think? Am I being too passionate? Am I being unreasonable? Do you think I'm speaking for a lot of people and how we see the British royal family and their arrogance, their superiority, the way they continue to allow Duchess Meghan to be treated, the way that they more or less almost allowed Harry's kids to die because Meghan was biracial? What do you guys think? Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.